This section is on transport and infrastructure. Infrastructure is probably the most divisive area of government activity. It's the area which affects everybody no matter what, and as such it's probably the most challenging in terms of implementing solutions which everybody feels are fair and agreeable. The failure of the Douglas Promenade scheme shows what happens when the government gets it wrong, basically, and I feel this is ultimately a failure of the structure and the system for decision making, not really the people involved. As part of a new programme for government, I would push for public approval of an overarching policy on all government infrastructure spending, and this would allow the public to fully engage with setting priorities on government capital spending, from road repairs and schools to everything in between. The policy structure should be set in such a way as to eliminate NIMBYism where it clashes with national interest. So long as policy has been set down in an objective manner and entirely independent of any one particular situation, public demand for good policy can help us deal with these thorny issues in terms of prioritisation and the location of government spending and capital projects. Once these issues have been dealt with simply by appraisal of a policy criteria, I believe the public should be brought back into the process to assist in developing and voting on designs for public works. It's our money and it makes up our built environment. It should be our choice. I'm very much in favour of design competitions for major public works because I think that they allow the public a great opportunity to get involved. Living on a small rock in the middle of the Irish Sea, lifeline transport links are always going to be an issue of national importance. The current arrangement with the steam packet has been a clear failure, not really in terms of the service provision itself, but in terms of the way that, in terms of public perception of what we're actually paying for, because we don't know what we're paying for, and this is a deal which was given out, and the public feel that they've come off on the raw end of it. So what do the public actually want? My perception is that we want to know what, we want a good service and we want a fair price for it, basically. When we strip everything else away, we hold the trump card in this deal, and it's up to us whether we play it or not. We as a society hold the keys to a service requirement worth hundreds of millions of pounds. As an absolute minimum, I believe we should consider and debate and vote on two basic options: that the public, the government, purchase and own the entire infrastructure and either operate it ourselves in one form or another, preferably, as I've said, in a cooperative ownership, because that's the most stable and most economically beneficial for the island, or tender out the operation to another company. This option gives the most security long term. The second option is to conduct a fully open tender process for a new service contract with a private operator, where the public set the terms they wish to offer, the level of service they expect, and this is our deal. We are the ones who should be calling the shots here. The same theory applies to air services to the extent that open sky policy may allow. Market forces dictate that as a small scale opportunity we are always going to be near the bottom of the pile when it comes to cancellations and delays. If the public wish to change that, it's going to involve market intervention of some sort, which means spending government money, of course. It should therefore be the public who decide, but there are different ways that it can be done. The final section will be on other issues, and I'll start another video for that just now.